Uh, so Pooja ma'am, I'm starting. Okay, let's start.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So good evening to all participants. So I welcome you for today's session. Yeah, Pooja ma'am, the speaker is here.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So I stop sharing the screen. Huh?
Yes. Yes. So we'll take up this later.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So hello, Alpurine.
Oh, Mr. Anupma,
Yeah, yeah. How are you?
I'm fine. You?
Yeah, I'm good. So thank you for accepting our invitation.
Excuse me, I don't understand you.
Yeah, I'm saying thank you for accepting our invitation for delivering the talk.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So I'm giving you the presenter, right? So then you can
Yeah.
start sharing your screen.
Yes. I am reader.
Yes. Yes. So I have given you the presenter, right? Please, you can share your content.
Okay. 1 minute.
Yeah.
Can you see this screen?
Yes, I can see the screen, but
Okay.
there is some, rectangle box. That may be, please close all the chat and everything from WebEx.
Okay.
Yeah. So there is some rectangle gray box coming. That might be either due to the participant's name or something like this, which
1
is
minute.
on your screen. Yeah. Yeah, it's gone. Yes, it's fine now. I think we can start. Hello?
You can hear me?
Yeah. So greetings from India. So I welcome you for today's session. So this is a part of IEEE Virtual Talk Series 2020 that is being organized by our student branch, that is IEEE AcSIR CSIO, Chandigarh, India. So I welcome Mr. Alperine for the session, and he'll be talking about cyber security and web application security. Yes, so with this brief introduction, I welcome you, and you can take over. Yes, over to you.
Okay. Shall we begin?
Yes, yes, you can start.
Okay.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. I am Alperen Yusuf Kayademir. I am 30 years student of RDS University, Electrical Electronic Engineering. I am the chair of the student branch IEEE RDS University. I have been working and doing research in the field of cybersecurity for many years. Information security consists of 3 points. We call this information security triangle. These 3 points are confidentiality, availability, and integrity. Today, I will talk about vulnerabilities and that can occur in web application their use. Using the Open Web Application Security Project in OWASP top 10 list, I will define the vulnerabilities. Confidentiality refers to protecting information from being accessed by unauthorized parties. In other words, only the people who are unauthorized to do so can gain access to sensitive data. Integrity refers to ensuring the authentication of information, that information is not altered and that the source of the information genuine. Availability means that information is accessible by authorized users. To briefly explain them, confidentiality, a failure to maintain confidentiality means that someone who shouldn't have access has made it to get access to private information. Through intentional behavior or by accident, a failure in confidentiality can cause some serious devastation. Some measures to keep your information confidential are encryption, password, two-factor authentication, and biometric. It's about integrity is about protecting data from being modified or misused by an unauthorized party. Integrity involves maintaining the consistency and trustworthiness of data over its entire life cycle. Data mustn't be changed in transit and uh, protectionally. Steps must be taken to ensure that data can't be altered by unauthorized people. Measures to maintain the integrity of information include encryption, user access control, version control, and backups. Availability means that information is accessible to authorized users. It is basically an assurance that your system and data are accessible by authorized users whenever it's needed. Similar to confidentiality and integrity, availability also holds a great value. Measures to mitigate threats to availability include off-site backups, disaster recovery, education-only, failover, and proper monitoring. We have to apply this triangle in web application security. Any of our data must comply with standards of confidentiality, accessibility, and integrity. Let's take a look at the security vulnerabilities in OWASP top 10 list. First, injection, broken authentication, sensitive data exposure, XML external entities or XML entity injection, broken access control, security misconfiguration, cross-site scripting in XSS, insecure deserialization, using components with known vulnerabilities, insufficient logging and monitoring. Injection, I want to talk about attack vectors, security weakness, and impacts for the injection attacks. Firstly, almost any source of data can be an injection vector. Environment variables, parameters, external and internal web service, and all of type of users. Injection flaws occur when an attacker can send host title to data interpreter. Injection flaws are very prevalent and particularly in Digis code. Injection vulnerabilities are often found in SQL, LDAP, XPath on or NoSQL queries, OS command, XML parsers, XMTP headers, expression language, and ORM queries. Injection flaws are very easy to discover when examining code. Scanners and fuzzers can help attackers find injection flaws. Injection can result in data loss, corruption, or disclosure to unauthorized people, on unauthorized parties. Loss of accountability or denial of access injection can sometimes lead to complete host takeover. The business impact depends on the needs of the application data. Example attack scenarios, an application used entrusted data in construction of the following vulnerable SQL code. Scenario 2, similarly, an application blunt trust in frameworks may result in queries that are still vulnerable. In both cases, the attacker modifies the ID parameter, whether in their browser sent or one equals one. Broken authentication is in one of the OWASP top 10 vulnerabilities. The essence of broken authentication is where you allow your users to get into websites. By creating a new account and handling this account a session ID, excuse me, handling it's for specific reasons. In broken authentication, whenever a user logging into its account, a session ID is being created. And the session ID is allowed to that particular account only. Now, if the web application is crafted securely, then the attacker might use several other given techniques. Credential surfing, an attacker has a standard list of default password and usernames. By this list, they can brute force the account and can log into legitimate accounts. It is hardly recommended for users change their default usernames and passwords to get secure from SAC attacks. An attacker can generate a list custom password also depending upon is prior information to target by various tools in Linux hacks and Scratch. Unissued password changement of clear text password into scrambled words through which an attacker can be tricked is called hashing of password. What an attacker does is an attacker can intercept the user request as both of them are only the same network. Using the intersect the request, they can clearly see the clear text submission of password that user submit on the website. Using this technique, user can lose his account authorization and confidentiality. And misconfigured session timeouts. This scenario where a user had logout of the account and an attacker has the cookie of that user. Using the cookie, an attacker can still have access to that account. Using this type of loophole, cookie tampering, session hacking, and other attacks can be changed into one single loophole, which also known changing of bug. Such type bugs are referred to as misconfigured session timeouts. I want to show a basic example for this. 1 minute. Firefox. I coded basic application for you. And let's see proxy off. Okay. HTTP and alperankayedemir.com. Strong IEEE lab. And broken authentication.php. This is the no login screen. We enter the website. We see that we are not logged in. The session is stored on the user computer with cookie. After right-click, and we can click the inspect button and follow the application and cookies. As you can see here, two different cookie values as login and ID are kept on our computer. What will happen when we change this? We can try it. ID equals 1 and refresh page. It didn't happen because we have a user, but it happens to be unable login. What if we change the other values as well and refresh the page? Congratulations, you logged in without knowing your username and password. This was just a simple example for you understand the logic. Sensitive data exposure, a range of vulnerabilities can be classified as sensitive data exposure. With the common term that they involve accidental exposure of sensitive information that should have been cryptographical secured. Most commonly, vulnerable applications simply don't encrypt the sensitive data at all. Storing in the database may be compromised by SQL injection or other types of attack. Another common mistake is to use weak cryptographic algorithm or case with the advent of powerful GPUs and ASIS. Attackers are now capable of carrying out brute force attacks against weak cryptographic algorithms such as MD5, which many consider a suitable password hashing algorithm only a few years ago. How to prevent sensitive data exposure? Encrypt data during transport and at rest. Minimize data surface area. Use the latest encryption algorithm. Disable autocomplete on forms that collect data. Disable caching on forms that collect data. XML external entities or XML entity injection. XML entity injection is a web security vulnerability that allows an attacker to interface with an application's processing of XML data. It often allows an attacker to view files on the application server file system and to interact with any backend or external system that the application itself can access. Some application XML use the XML format to data transmit transmit data between the browser and the server. Applications that do this virtually always use a standard library or platform API to process the XML data on the server. XML external entities vulnerabilities arise because the XML specification contains various potential dangerous features, and standard parsers support these features even if they are not normally used in the application. Let's do example again in XML external entities. Open the CMD. And I have an application, new Notepad+, Notepad, and I have prepared a web application for you that takes usernames and password in XML format. Let's post this XML curve first. Open crash tag and close crash tag, and user is Alperen Kaydemir, and close the user, and pass IEEE. Save this notepad and IEEE.txt. Curl create D at excuse me CD desktop curl D at IEEE.txt and https alperen-kayademir.com IEEE XML external entities.php. As you can see, I successfully logged in. Now, can we manipulate this application? Yes. We can place payload between XML codes. In this way, we do XML injection. I want to read an insight file. This is passvd file under the etc directory. Write the payload XML version equals 1.0. Encoding equals ISO 88059.1. Doc type for element for any, excuse me, doc type FOO. Entity XML external entity system file root and etc passvd. Close cracks, open cracks, and close cracks. User and XML external entities. Close the user and pass random char. Pass. Save this txt and post with curl. Yes, inside of entering username and password, we were able to read files from the system. We can also use this for command injection or other purposes. I want to leave this part of you. And broken access control. Access control enforced policy said that users cannot act outside of their insider permission. Failures typically lead to unauthorized information disclosure, modification or destruction of all data, or performing a business function outside of the limits of the user. Common access control vulnerabilities include bypassing access control checks by modifying the URL, internal application state, or the HTML page, or simply using custom API attack tool. Allowing the primary key to be changed to another user's record, permitting viewing or editing someone else's account. Elevation of privilege acting a user without being logged in or acting as an admin when logged in a user. I want to show a very simple application. Open the Firefox and IEEE lab broken authentication control.php. Close the bar. Yeah, okay. The application received a no login parameter with a GET request. What if we change the part of this no login to yes login? Yes, congratulations. You hacked the application now. Cross-site scripting, so XSS, is a web security vulnerability that allows an attacker to compromise the interaction with users. Users have with a vulnerable application, it allows an attacker to circumvent the application some origin policy, which is designed to segregate different websites from each other. Cross-site scripting vulnerabilities normally allow an attacker to masquerade as a victim user to carry out any actions that the user is able to perform and to access any of the user data. If the victim user has a privileged access within the application, the attacker might be able to gain full control over all of the application's functionality and data. Cross-site scripting works by manipulating a vulnerable website so that it returns malicious JavaScript to user. When the malicious code executes inside a victim's browser, the attacker can fully compromise their interaction with the application. Let's do an example again. Open the Firefox and IEEE xss.php. On this site, the user asked a name, and this entered name is printed on the screen. We can write a different way here. For example, if we use HTML btext open and close the btext, and write Alperen. Yes, we wrote in bold. So let's try if we can run a JavaScript code here. Yes. A script open and close the script. And alert IEEE. Copy. Yes, JavaScript code works too. Now here we can write a JavaScript code for users and exploit the vulnerability. For example, alert document.cookie. Cookie. Yeah, we now user cookie. Insecure deserialization is very hard vulnerabilities. Insecure deserialization is when user controllable data is deserialated by a website. This potentially enables an attacker to manipulate a serialized object in order to pass harmful data into application code. It is even possible to replace a serialized object with an object of entirely different class. Alarmingly, objects of any class that is available to a website may be deserted and incited regardless of which class was expected. For this reason, insecure desertion is sometimes known as an object injection vulnerability. The impact of insecure desertion can be very severe because it provides an entry point to a massively increased attack surface. It allows an attacker to resist, excuse me, I want to drink water. It's okay. Excite application code in harmful ways, resulting in numerous other vulnerabilities, often remote code execution. Even cases where remote code execution is not possible, insecure desertion can lead to privilege escalation, articulated file access, and denial of service attacks. I preferred an example for this. Firefox and IEEE Lab insecure and index PHP. And we can use bird proxy. This site usually allows us to download the pictures we choose, for example, and download. Let's examine the traffic using Burp Suite. Intercept off, intercept on, and download. Let's here we see base 64 encoded data, and let's decode and check decoder and excuse me, copy and decoder first. Decoder is base 64. There is another data encoded with a base 64 inside. Let's decode it too. Firstly, copy and txt and paste. And copy and decode. As you can see, the name of the image file is given. So what if we enter a different name here, such the name of the plus we define again and root encode base 64 and excuse me, root etc strong passwd file. This is encoded data. We point to note here and first the paste. We point to note here these numbers contain of number of characters is encoded data. We need to change these numbers according to file name we change it from and is table and char counselor. Yeah, char counter and copy and count character. This is 16 and we change this part 16 and let's encode it with base 64 again and sample data. This is close line and encode it. And we can post this data. Proxy and paste and send to repeater and send. Excuse me. Decoder and copy. And proxy and repeater and send. Yes, we can read the password file for the insecure deserialization. Excuse me. And because they support Information Security Crimes Association, Ahmet Turan Özdemir, he is IEEE Erciyes Üniversitesi Branch Consular. Mehmet Hamdi Erkey, Mustafa Özkan Akkuş, IEEE Erciyes Üniversitesi Student Branch Family, and IEEE Turkey Section Student Branches, and everyone I forgot, thanks. Thank you for listening to me. My email is info@alperenacademy.com and alperenacademy@ieee.org. My Twitter is alperencademy and my ham radio call sign is Tango Alpha 7 Sierra Alpha Yankee.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Alperen. So now the session is open and the participants can post their questions either in the chat box or you can directly interact with the speaker. Yes, so if anyone has any questions. So thank you, Alperen. That was a very informative as well as very, hands-on kind of session. You have presented the examples very well. Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Thank you too.
Yes, yes. Over to Swati.
So if we want to check the integrity of our database which we have uploaded on website or anything in the software also, then what are the methods to check that? Basic.
Excuse me, you have a very bad connection. I don't understand anything.
So if I want to check the integrity of my database, then how could I check?
Excuse me, I don't understand again. Please write in chat.
Swati, please write in the chat box window.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So if anyone has any doubt, so they can write in the chat box window, and then the speaker can take the questions. Yeah, so Alpering, you can just see the chat box. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see the chat box.
Swati, you can take the question
How
from
to
Swati.
integrate?
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yes. How to check the integrity? Yeah.
Integrity control is MD5 and backups. Maybe check your maybe backups help your check integrity in the database and firstly hashes algorithm you can use hashing algorithm and maybe I wanna think I don't know.
Okay. So any other question? Yeah. So there's one more question. And this is from Rajat sir. So if we want to check that our database has been compromised or not, so how can we know that?
I haven't worked on database much,
Okay.
but you can use encryption algorithm can be used, but I don't know. I don't know.
Okay. Okay. So I see, Alperin, you talked about XSS, that is cross-site scripting. Yeah, in
Okay.
presentation. So one general question that what information can an attacker steal from this XSS? So could you tell like in brief?
XSS, the attacker most popular of the vulnerabilities.
Okay.
Code injection, XSS code injection attacks that allows the attacker to extract the malicious JavaScript in other users' browser. The
Okay.
attacker does directly target his victim. Instead, he exploits a vulnerability in a website the victim visits. In order to get the website to deliver the malicious JavaScript for him, to victim's browser, the malicious JavaScript appears to be a legitimate part of the website. And the website has thus acted an unintentional accomplice to the attacker.
Okay. Okay. So thank you. So there is one more question in the chat box. You can just have a look.
Excuse me, I don't look.
Yeah. So I can read it for you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So is data anonymization possible for day-to-day web activities? Is there any tool
Yes,
for that? Yeah.
um, you can use logging and monitoring and CIM devices. You can use SIM products and you can log the data and firewall. You can use firewall. This is
Okay.
not.
Okay. So thank you. So there is one more like last general question that I can just ask you. So are there any risk in using the cookies like for session management?
Yeah.
So like are there any risk in using persistent and non-persistent cookies?
Non-positive cookie. I don't understand.
like general cookies. Are cookies? Is it safe to use cookies while browsing?
I don't understand again.
Okay, so I think we can skip it. Never mind. So, any other question from the participants?
You can you ask you cookies, right?
Yeah. Cookies.
Cookies normally saved, but it needs to be configured save.
Okay. Okay. So, thank you.
For example, you can use PHP session ID.
Okay. Okay. So, thank you. So, any other question from the participant? And if not, then we can thank the speaker for delivering this very informative session for all of us. So I think there are no questions. So thank you, Mr. Alperin, for sharing your information, for sharing your knowledge with us. So thank you. It was great to have you. So we can have a group picture with you. So I request all the participants that they can turn on their camera. And Mr. Alperin, you can stop. Yeah.
I want to drink water.
Yeah. Thank you. So yes. So smile, everyone. We'll have a group picture. Yes. So yes, thank you. I have taken some pictures. So after that, now moving to the next session. So thank you, Mr. Alperin. So we have one more small talk lined to this session only. So we are moving to the next talk now. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you. You can be with us or you can leave. It's all your wish. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
With IEEE.
Yeah. We all thank IEEE for providing all of us this very knowledgeable platform. So it was great to have a collaborative session with you. So thank you so much. Thank you, IEEE Turkey section. And we are from India Council. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
And goodbye.
So yeah, IEEE. Thank you. So next we have Miss Pooja. She is from CSIR CSIO. So Pooja ma'am, I'm giving you the presenter, right?
Hello?
Hello. Yes, Pooja ma'am.
Yes, Anupama?
Yeah,
Yes,
so
okay. Okay, you have given the right?
yeah, ma'am, I'm just sharing.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Over to you.
Okay.
I've given you the presenter, right? So now you can briefly just take up the session. Yeah.
Is it visible?
Yes, it's on the screen, ma'am. You can just make
Okay.
it to presentation mode.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So this session is an informative session, and we are actually promoting this programming competition of IEEE. So to all the participants who have joined, so this is additional walkthrough, which Pooja ma'am, the IEEE Delhi section lead. So she'll be just introducing this event to all of you. So over to you, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Good evening to all. I'm Pooja Gupta, IEEE Delhi section lead for IEEE Extreme 14.0. So I will describe you about the IEEE Extreme Programming Competition, a complete walkthrough, how we can participate in this competition, how we can celebrate, and how we can also volunteer this competition. So let's move to the First, what is IEEE Extreme? So, IEEE Extreme is IEEE one of the premier 24-hour programming competition, which brings thousands of students around the world together for this competition, and it is also open to all undergrad and grad students with who having the active IEEE student membership. The competition is hosted virtually and simultaneously around the world. So the competitors are required to be proctored by a local IEEE professional member and often supported by and often supported by a local IEEE student branch. So what makes IEEE Extreme unique? This is the largest competition programming event in the world, which is having 9,500 plus participants in 2019, and it is aimed to be a leading international community. It is open for all college students that want to join IEEE and compete for this competition at any level of their expertise or location or university affiliation. The quality of this competition is carefully take, taken care by hundreds of IEEE volunteers, student regional heads, leadership teams, executive teams, and IEEE proctors. Yes.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
kick history for IEEE Extreme in 2006 there was 44 teams in this competition, but last year it is having 4,138 teams in 2019, and it is around a 81% growth during 2019, as you can see through this graph. There are a lot of IEEE members engaged in IEEE Extreme through different stages. Like one can be a participant student. They can be a student member or graduate student members, which is around 9,000 something in 9,535 participants in 2019, and the professional members like young professionals or life members can participate as a proctors, which is around 880 880 proctors in 2019. There are some PR ambassadors or student members working as an ambassador for this program. There are around 500 ambassadors in last year, and there are competition. There are around 809 colleges and 73 countries who is participating. IEEE Extreme 13.0 winners. First place goes to University of Illinois, and second place then MIT USA, then third place to Debuggers Thailand. Now, what is great about this IEEE Extreme competition, that they are giving a huge prizes, like they are uh, like they are giving first prize having around 10,000 USD dollars and to a team. Now I move to what the eligibility for participant, how they can participate. They can be participate as a student or as a proctor or as a volunteer. Student like members having student membership with grade like student or graduate level can participate with the team. It's not a single student can participate. There are a team of 2 or 3 members who can participate and the participate can be from any discipline, either from electrical, electronics, or computer science, IT, and also from mechanical. But there is a prior condition that one should be IEEE student member and proctor. Oh, for mentorship, there are proctors for this competition, and one can who having a membership grade of and it can be possible. It is not an issue if proctor from a other university or other area, but proctor should be present over there for 24 hours. Like there should be some mentorship of proctor uh, in same area. And how one can participate as a volunteer. For volunteer, IEEE membership is required, and it includes all kind of grades, either student or young professional, regular life. All members can be a volunteer. Each IEEE student branch can have one student member as ambassador. From one branch, there can be only one ambassador, and there are also judges from there. Also judges like who judge this competition. They may be IEEE member or not. This is not a condition for them, but judges from any field, like they are also from industry or academia. Next, the team composition, like if there is a student member only, then there will be a maximum of 3. But if there is a 2 graduate student member, then there be a 1 student member can be allowed. But if there is a 2 student member, only 1 graduate student, there may be a 2-3 permutation and combination. You can make a team with a graduate student member, or only student members. But if there is only 2 student members, 2 graduate student members, then there can't be 3 graduate student members. Graduate student members should be 2, either 2 or 1. You can include 1 student member, but there is a condition: 3 graduate student member can't be take this competition. Okay, 1 student member or 1 graduate student member and proctor. So each team should have a proctor to supervise during the 24 hours. If there is no proctor, then you can compete this competition. You can take participate, but you are not involved in the competition. Your answers or your programs cannot be considered in competition, but you can only participate for to get knowledge. You know. Then IEEE stream prizes. As I told you, that there is a huge cash award of around 10,000 per team. A second cash prize is around $400 per member, and third cash prize is around $300 per member. Then of course 4 to 10th is $4,500, and top 100 teams can get a top coder t-shirts from all members, and also there is a prize for top proctors. If there are top 30 proctors on the basis of the feedback survey, they will get the $50 Amazon gift card. Then how one can practice the, if one want to join this competition, want to go for compete in this competition, one can practice the programming through this link www.csacademy.com IEEE Extreme Practice. One can go there and solve previous year problem statements and get some knowledge around of the competition. And there is a one display image. It is showing the how problem statements is defined in the competition. Like there are defined like standard inputs. Then one can see the question and then they will get this input then output. There is an input and you have to write the output, and you can go CSA platform and solve some basic problems, and you get to know each and everything of the competition. And now one of the most important question is how your local student branch can support. Student branch can advertise this competition and to both students and faculty. They can also direct them to our Facebook page of IEEE Extreme or website, and they can also help to get finding in proctors to participant and help them identify venue space or resources and their need during the 24 hour of programming and networking. And also there is one student branch, if there are a lot of things, one can also talk to local companies for their event sponsorship. The important dates for IEEE Extreme 2020 is like starting registration date is 3rd August and ending date is around first week of October. Competition date is 24th October 2020, and the result for this competition is around after 4 to 5 weeks. It will be announced. There are some past event moments of IEEE Extreme in different at different places. Now this is the IEEE Extreme 14.0 Executive Committee, and George Michael is the committee head, and Prashant Mohan, he's from India, and he's past committee head. He's a committee head last year, and there are a lot of technical lead, public relation co-lead, or website lead. There are a lot of people involved in this competition. After that, there are also some publicity and communication team for this competition. Regional heads like USA has 1 to 6 region heads, and then we can from Canada region 7, and India is under region 10. So there are a lot of leadership opportunities for the people to ambassador this to get participate and get some leadership opportunities. And there are also sponsor of IEEE Extreme like DGK, WIE. Then you can also go to this IEEE Extreme link and our Facebook page of IEEE Extreme and get to know uh, what great about. You can see the last year IEEE Extreme pics and go through the basic idea of programming through CSA and get to know about this. Only you need IEEE membership. You can get into this programming competition and get some networking and also knowledge about the various programming. And this program is open. It's like you can program in any platform. This is not bound to like you have to program in a Java or only Python. You can also use Java, Python, C++, different platform you can use this competition. Thank you. Hello?
Yes, thank
Hello?
you so much, ma'am. Yes, thank you, ma'am,
Yes, yeah.
for
Okay,
sharing
thank you.
very informative talk. So if anyone has any question related to IEEE Extreme, So we have ma'am with us. So she can share her views. Otherwise, she has provided some links and you all can visit that link and get direct information. So thank you, ma'am. So I request you to stop sharing your screen.
Okay, then. One
Yeah.
minute.
So thank you everyone for joining. And I again thank today's speaker, Mr. Alperine and Ms. Pooja Gupta for the time and for sharing the information with all the participants. So the certificates and the video links will be shared with all of you through the through your email IDs. Otherwise, I have posted the YouTube link, so you can just note it down. And I request all the participants to kindly submit their feedback. I've shared the link in the chat box window. So it becomes easier for all of us to keep a note on the feedbacks. So yeah, thank you everyone. I thank all the participants and the speakers, and see you again next week or in the next session. So we'll be updating on our social media about the upcoming sessions. And so thank you everyone. Take care, stay safe. Thank you for joining us. And I again thank Mr. Alperine and Ms. Pooja Gupta. Yes, thank you. Take care. I'm ending the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
Okay, bye.
Stay with IEEE.
Yeah. Thank you, IEEE.
Thank you, IEEE.
Yes. Okay. Have a nice day.